Okay, so I was looking earlier on Facebook Marketplace and I found a copy of Hitman 3 for the PlayStation 5 for just 15 US dollars. Now, the real reason that I was interested in this is because there is a VR mode that I know you can add on for 10 bucks. Now, in my copy here, it did have access to the VR mode for the PlayStation 1, but obviously with the brand new PSVR2, you do have to pay $10 for that. So, this is the copy of Hitman 3 that I bought. Okay, so what I've done is I have put my Hitman 3 disc into my PlayStation 5, and as you can see right here, it gave the pop up that said it is now getting ready to install. So if I go over here to copy, then we can see that it is about a 20 gigabyte game. Now, at this point, we can go right over here and I can see that it says Hitman World of Assassination for $70, but our Hitman 3 should get us the upgrade for free, and then we should only have to pay $10 for the VR2 ability. Okay, so it has already finished now, and so if I go to view product over here, yeah, it just goes straight to the $70 version. And I think that's in case you don't want to have the disc installed. But again, since I got the disc for cheap, then I am a very happy person. So I'm going to go ahead and start playing the game here. And we'll go ahead and let these intro titles finish. And yeah, while this is finished and loading here, it is pretty nice that I was able to get this disc for $15 on my local Facebook Marketplace. Okay, so it shows that it is connecting. So we are going to need to acknowledge that, and then we're going to hit accept on here. And it is now connecting. Please wait. So it does look like internet is going to be required. And then if we just scroll down here, I'm just going to keep all of these settings just like they are. And this is for your Hitman 2 progression carryover. We do not have any sort of thing to carry over here, so I'm going to go ahead and skip out of that. And we'll give this just a moment here and see what it pops up with next. Okay. Okay, neat. Okay, so it looks like right off at the beginning, it's got a nice little cutscene, and then bam, you are into the action here. Wow, that's cool. You can control it that quickly. Okay, so let's get back out of this and go to the main menu here. So once we get back to the main menu, we should be able to look around and see how to add VR. Okay, so there is the main story mode right there. And there it says get access VR access. So it's got a check mark there, which means I own Hitman World of Assassination. And right there is how I add VR access. So there is a few more things that you can buy, but I'm not interested in buying any of those. Just want the VR access. And there it is for $10. You can add that on. So a total of 11.02 if you are in the United States. Okay, so I just added it. So now I can hit download here. And wow, that was super quick. So now it looks like I do have access to that. It does say that this add-on is ready to use. Okay, so let's just go back here. And now there's a check mark in VR access, as well as there's a check mark in the Hitman World of Assassin. So that is great. That means that we have access to a ton of different content that we can enjoy, as well as we can use VR. Now it does show right here under featured, it says turn VR on here. So I'm going to try turning on my PlayStation VR 2 headset. Okay, and it is asking me to update the device software. Now I did just update to 11.20, and PS5 11.20 firmware does require you to update the VR headset. So let's now go ahead and give this a shot again. Okay, and I'll just finish setting the play area. And there we are, and it says VR tutorial. We recommend you play the tutorial before playing the campaign here. So I'm going to go back over to the VR tutorial, and there is just a little bit of information about the objectives, and then down below is where you can play it. So let's just go ahead and take a quick peek at to how this looks like in VR mode. So right off the bat, it looks like it is asking me to start moving here. So I guess we're just going to move forward until we exit either this room that we're in, if it is a room. So let's see what happens here. Just go ahead and keep walking forward. And yeah, there's my hands. So hello. Hey. Okay. So pretty neat. Okay, so subduing NPCs. So you can subdue an NPC by reaching towards their neck with both hands and pressing these two buttons. So we'll give this a shot, and wow, that is pretty incredible there. That's kind of weird doing that in real life. Okay, so now it is storing items in the inventory. So I just grabbed this key card here, and now it's in my inventory, and now we can take disguises. So this is pretty interesting. So we just come right back here and we press R1, and it takes all of his clothing off, and now we can drag the body. So that's kind of neat. So we'll just drag the body, and I bet we're going to put them inside this container here. Oopsie. There we go. That works. Okay, and now we'll go ahead and exit this room here, which means we're going to need to use our inventory. So I'm going to grab that card right there, and now we'll just need to slide it or tap it here. Looks like we just tap it, and there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and power my PSVR2 off, and let's take a look at a few other things. So now that we have the game installed here, let's go over to view product, and yes, this is exactly the same exact thing, except for obviously we did not pay $70 for it. Okay, so we can check to see if there is an update here, which I doubt there will be since we just installed it. And then finally, we can go to manage game content. And right there, you can see it does show that we do have access to the Hitman World of Assassination VR access. So pretty cool. So a $15 Facebook fine has got me Hitman World of Assassination plus VR mode for additional $10.